Hello guys, Jacob here, welcome to Polish Nerf. I really shouldn't be doing a video right now because I'm kinda tired. I can bet some money this video will be kinda rambly and I have some difficulties when it comes to speaking to you. At the same time, I really want to do this mod before the weekend. It's Wednesday today and it's actually the only day of the week I have some spare time to do this mod. So what are we doing today? As you can see, I have my Hyperfire. I got from the box deal. It was marked as damaged. It's in okay condition. So what are we going to do is proper rewiring, adding some Mosfets, and because I don't have any kind of protection circuit at the moment, actually an alarm or something like that, we'll be using something called BMS. I got it when I was ordering the battery holder. So we are going to use 18650s Li-ions. I don't use LiPos because I don't have LiPos and LiPo charger. I have a lot of 18650s. We'll be using those, but at the same time I want to use this kind, unprotected ones. As you can see, this one is protected. It comes from Trinite and it's a little bit longer because actually it has a built-in BMS. So actually here there is a small circuit that would protect the battery from drawing too many amperes, but I don't want to use those batteries. Also, I can stock up on those very easily. Those came from a company that gets them from I don't know where, but they are dismantling bigger packs, and as you can see there was something soldered here. So they are dismantling them, checking which are okay, which are not, and those apparently are okay. I have some more charging upstairs, so we can later check our pack. So yeah, as you can see, we have BMS here. It's designed to cooperate, let's say, with this 3S type of packages. Usually it's something like that, I think, and it's just soldered around, and there is this thing sticking out, and you can actually get two leads out of those, and it's just a standalone pack like that for powering whatever. We'll be doing something like that, but actually inbuilt in our holder, let's say, so maybe we'll add it here, and we have to connect those to specific points, and actually those two leads will be the power out for us. It says 10 amps. I don't think it will do 10 amps. It's rated for around 6, and those Li-ion batteries can easily give us around 6 amps. Those are used, so maybe not 6 amps definitely, but around 4 or 5, it's usually something like that. So we'll be completely safe with stock motors, and we are doing complete rewire, so later when our stock motors will die, I'll just swap this pack for LiPo connector and we'll be good to go with some more substantial motors. At the same time, we could go ahead and buy more of those. I got this from a friend. I didn't really know what it was when I got this. I thought it's the normal 18650s, but actually it's IMR, so it can easily do 30 amps even. So we could supply enough power to even, I don't know, Fangs revamped or something like that, more crazy motors. I won't have any access to them right now. Actually, I found a store in UK or something like that that would ship them in reasonable price, let's say, to Poland, but at the same time the price of the motors get unreasonable. So there is still a money barrier, let's say. Actually, I wanted to show you the other thing. It's a very cute 2S BMS I plan on using in my another Strive build. So actually this one is prepared to use with 2S Li-ions, like that. So we'll see, maybe we'll be doing it like that. Maybe I'll put those Li-ions somewhere. We'll see. I think it will act as a charger too. So maybe it's a good idea to just mount them like permanently and just charge them. We'll see. Okay, let's go ahead with the mod. I don't want this video to be too long, and there is a lot of to do. So I'll start unscrewing everything and we'll see each other in a minute or two. I got the blaster open and I'm actually amazed how many different wires are here. I thought there will be more switches wired in series like in Strive, but actually no. There is some kind of additional, I think, motor braking here around, but we don't need this. I think I will just desolder whole this board because it's just here to divide the voltage, divide the power actually between all those things, and just to protect it with those thermistors. We don't need those. And yeah, we need to gain access to our flywheel cage to rewire those, and I think we'll have to remove this cage first, but yeah, let's go. I think a good place to start will be this flywheel cage. I hope you can see something, so I'll start heating up my soldering iron and hopefully we'll melt this lead-free solder with no problem. So as you can see, this brown thing is our ground wire and the red thing is supplying voltage. So whatever it goes further from here, I think we won't be needing this right now. And this is the first wire to swap with our silicon wire. Okay, so as you can see, I liberated the flywheel cage, and from what I see, those connections go plus plus minus minus. So this is how we are going to wire it with our 18 AVG silicon wire. So I think around this length should be okay, at least for now. So for a proper connection using the Mosfets, we'll need to add a diode here. It's apparently to stop the current that's going backwards in our system. I think we can go ahead and do just like that. Oh, maybe let's start with this. Those motors have additional connection. I don't know what is that for. There is a wire sticking out. Hopefully that's just some kind of thermal protection or something, and we don't actually need that. If you know what is this, I would be grateful if you can tell me. Let's check if I wired those good way around. So the dart goes here and good enough. Let's put this aside for a moment and deal with this motor next. So it's kind of curious. I have no idea what is that, for example, but yeah, I think we can start by just removing the wires first. I'm kind of worried this thing will get shorted out, so I'll add just a tiny piece of this Kapton tape here. Now we can just wire it like that. Let's check if it goes right way or wrong way. Hopefully right way. Yeah, okay. So we have two biggest issues sorted out. Let's get on with rest of the wiring. Put some connections for the actual board here, and yeah. I wanted to show you my small breakthrough. I isolated the wires we will actually need for our first flywheel Mosfet. So we need to engage those two lugs, of course, and as you can see, it turns on. So actually those two wires are in series through all those switches. We won't be needing any more of those. So we will put this yellow one to our, let's call it common power bus here, and the ground will be of course common for the MOSFETs only, I think. Yeah, now it's time to isolate the trigger wires. So again, there were 3 wires here. The black one is actually doing nothing, so we can get rid of it. And those 2 gray ones are our trigger wires. So we'll use those for our MOSFET. So I think the common one will again be here connected to the common positive, and this will go to our MOSFET. So now for the interesting part, we will be putting the MOSFETs in. Those are IRF Z44Ns, recommended by the Reddit post I actually learned how to do it from. I'll put the link into the description again. However, those are really cheap. They will cost less than $1. I paid 150 zlotys for them, so it's like $0.50 each. At least they should be, but they are enough for what we are doing, and for most motors they're okay too. But if you are building something more beefy, you should consider maybe getting a better one. I have it here. The designation for those better ones is IRF 1407. So yeah, they will just withstand more current. How does it work? It's really easy. It's like a remote switch. So those 2 legs, the center one and the right, is like our terminals that are either connected or disconnected. Now they are disconnected. So to connect them, we need to supply voltage to this left leg. So we can a little bit take them like that, so it will be easier to solder. Also, it's a good idea to add a so-called pull-down resistor, so it won't trigger accidentally with very small current that may be just an interference. So the first thing first thing we need to do is to connect it like that. So we take our resistor and just put it around this wire, put it around here. Oh, I did it kinda too short, but It's a recommended idea by the guy from the Reddit post again. So yeah, and we have to remember those are n-type resistors, so we don't put them on the positive wire but on the negative. So now what we do, we just snip it somewhere. Let's say we want to add the MOSFET around here, so we'll later tag it maybe in this area, and we just need to take those ends off. Of course, we'll need to add some heat shrink to make it neat and not accidentally connect them, because we'll definitely have a runaway motor on hand. Okay, and we just need to solder it like that, and this one to the center post. Not my cleanest work, but I think it will be serviceable. I've just added a piece of Captain tape to just prepare it for mounting, actually, so it won't short out randomly with anything, and we'll tag the wires later on. But yeah, the first MOSFET is installed. I'll now install the second one the same way, and I think we'll just have to create our battery pack. So I think now it's a good idea to check if everything's fine. So I've plugged in some, actually I hardwired to 18650s, so we can check if everything's fine. So actually we need to somewhat mimic everything assembled, so let's put this actually here and put in a magazine. That's great, okay. Good. So the last thing we are left with is creating our power pack. Unfortunately, I had to take a break from this project, but I'm already back. I'll show you in a second what I came up with when it comes to powering the blaster, but first I want you to see how it shoots. There is one issue I need to take care of, but at the moment it's good enough. So that was 25 darts. And I have a stick mag here. 18 darts. It should go better because it has better spring, of course. As you can see, I was able to successfully wire everything up before I went away for the weekend. The schematic is really easy to follow, so I decided not to show you this part. We take our BMS, here is our output and input wires. I'll tell you about it in a second. So this is what actually powers our blaster, so the power comes through this board, and this board is just wire here. Those are 2 points between which is the energy we wanted, 12 point something volts, and those 2 wires here are just for the sensing. If everything is okay. So if any of those cells would fall below a threshold of, I think, 3 volts or something, it will just shut down and wouldn't let us power the blaster anymore. There is a problem though. As you can see now, it works. It works quite good. But if we would remove any of those cells, as you can see, just for a second, it would drop the voltage. Now it's dead. Why? Because it actually needs jump starting, so it needs to feel 12.6 volts for a brief moment between those 2 points. I actually use another holder to just jump start this, but it's unpractical. It would be practical if the cells are just as it was designed, put here permanently, so it would effectively change this to a 3S pack that we would be able to just recharge through the same ports. Actually, if we would put 12.6 volts here, we would get rechargeable battery, let's say. So if we would like to, we can just add a port here, for example, just plug in 12.6 volts charger, let's say, and just wait for it to be full for a few hours, and it should be good. It works as a charger, and it at the same time checks if everything is drying properly. So what I decided to do now, there is a connection between this wire and this, so we have a common ground. All we need to do is just add a small switch. I have one here somewhere, I don't know where, but yeah, I prepared just a small tiny switch. Of course I lost it, but it was somewhere here, never mind. But this switch we would just wire in, and it would act as a reset switch. Whenever we change the batteries, we would just press it, and it will tell our BMS that we put in fresh batteries, and it will check the power on itself, let's say. So we don't have to use the charger. Would I install the charger? Maybe one day, we'll see. Actually, we would benefit from mounting a voltmeter somewhere here. So let's call this stage 1 for now, and I'll think about adding something more to this. I definitely want to do something about the rate of fire here, because at the moment it's quite fast, and to be honest, it would benefit from maybe some kind of PWM circuit that would slow down without losing too much torque. We'll see. Okay, let's see if our hack worked. So now I just put in fresh 18650s, and it just doesn't work. So let's push our reset switch just for a second. It works, and it works very well. So I think this is all for this stage of our Hyperfire modification. As you can see, everything fits quite snugly here. I'll go back later on and put some hot glue in, just so those things are not moving. The soldering is not getting just stuck, so everything will stay together nicely and not short out, because that would be catastrophical for us. Also, we have to be careful now this switch is not pressed accidentally between plastics or something, because that would mean all this power is bypassing our BMS and going through this puny stock Hasbro wire, which is just not enough for this power. Also, I think it would quickly kill this switch. So yeah, that it. Sorry, it's late, I'm tired. That's it for now, and yeah, see you in another video, hopefully. Yeah, I have some stripes coming. See you then. Have a nice day, guys.